What is going on there, gamers and gamettes and everybody in between? It's your host and your co-host and your host and your other co-host, because we do double duty on this channel. No one's really the main host or the co-host because that would be disrespectful. But I am your host, Kaiserith, aka QYZ, and to my right, and that would mean my left, but your right, doesn't really matter. We have the ever so eloquent, the ever so poised, and the ever so just absolutely digital and meticulous, subtle fraudulence. How you doing there, bud? How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing all right. I've been watching a little show called Mr. Robot, and
Lord.
it's been putting me in my fifis, and oh boy, man, watching that right now, oh my God, it's like destiny, man. It's clandestine. It's insane. That show sets it up that like the past 4 years that we've been suffering have been all the plot of some like corporate hackers and also some Chinese leaders trying to assert power over the entire world by giving us a very incompetent leader. And
you ever just sat back and thought to yourself, oh, wait, hold on, this plot sounds a little familiar. Wait, hold on.
It's like, where are those time travelers who wrote this story? Find them right now.
Where are they, damn it? Where are they? But anyways, welcome to yet another edition of the Clout.WAV podcast, which is part of the Clout.exe suite of products. But y'all already knew this because you're already here early and often. And ladies and gentlemen, look, we're just going to come out and say it. This whole political game, this whole political shit dig that we got going on here, man, it's throwing people for a loop because I'm seeing people talk about things they have no idea what they're talking about. They have no idea what they're saying. They have no idea what the words they use even fucking mean. And it's
even more than usual.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot. I got to throw that in there. Even more than usual. My bad. I don't want to be the guy that spreads the misinformation out there, chat. Believe you me. I don't want to be the guy that has to tell you that your electoral college votes are still up to the fate of a usurper. I don't know if y'all know that, but even if you get your delegates from your electoral college, the college will then be like, hey guys, each state got to pick their own representative, their quote unquote private elector, which, you know, let's be honest, we'll never know who they are unless they out themselves.
But sir, the electoral college is supposed to represent my views and the views of the people of this state.
No, your views, your thoughts, and the majority of your people who are voting, y'all are just a suggestion, if you will, because those private electors, they really determine the fate. And there's been some times where they've had faithless electors where, guess what? They just say, yeah, we're leaning mostly Democrat over here, but I'm a Republican, so play out.
So you're telling me that the conspiracies that I've read on the internet are actually correct?
Whoa, pause.
Politicians are getting paid off in order to push their own agenda instead of representing the people? How dare they? We have to assert our power as humans and vote in order to...
You mean as Americans, because humans definitely live everywhere, bro.
Yeah, you're right.
Because you dead ass was just like, nah, bro, humans. And I'm like,
Someone told me about how Australia does it, and he said that it's mandatory to vote, but when they go to vote, they have like a cookout at the polling places, and they get free food. I was like, oh man, America doesn't like anybody, huh?
Nah, man. Well, bro, first of all, the only thing free about us is that last line of the national anthem, bro. The land of the free and the home of the brave. Bring it home. Bring it home. That's it. The brave of the home. All right, listen here, pal. You're going too far. You got too much dip on your figurative chip here, all right? I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying.
I went to vote. Luckily, I went to vote on voting day instead of going early when everyone else did. So I was lucky enough not to have to deal with crazy lines and whatnot. It was a pretty nice experience. There are very short lines, and there's some very nice people there. Like, oh, hello, sir. You came in to vote, huh? Why don't you give me your? Okay. Here's your ID, and okay. Here's your ticket. Just go to that machine and let her rip. take a stylist, by the way, and then go ahead and do all that. But there was no food, they weren't even playing music. There wasn't like a hype squad in the corner. Like we live in Atlanta, man. Like Lil Jon wasn't there. Like, hey, what's good? You about to vote? No, none of that.
First of all, that's the last thing you want. That I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need him and the East Side Boys up or something. Yeah, okay. I don't need that every time I strike a vote on my vote box.
I need that. That's hype. What are you talking about?
No, it's not. No, you're lying. You're lying to God. You're lying to yourself. Stop doing that. That's not healthy, sir. That's not healthy. Neither today, not tomorrow. That'll never be healthy. It'll never be healthy, man. But even when you have all this being said, we see that we live in a battleground state out here in hot Atlanta. And as you know, people are saying it could be blue, it could be red, it could be blue, it could be red. But have you seen some of these people now who are just like we've seen videos of people like locked and loaded, strapped up with AR-15. Like they are ready to take the streets. There are some people out there like, if Georgia goes blue, I'm gonna like the streets go red, and I'm talking about with the blood of minorities. And I'm like, hey yo, we gotta start arresting these folks.
There's one video that's going around that's like, it's from, I think like a few weeks ago, maybe like a few months ago.
Are you gonna talk about them dudes hopping out of PT Cruiser with armed weapons, bro?
Oh, no. That video was about the dudes that were gonna kidnap
the mayor.
Yeah. They were gonna kidnap the mayor. Those guys were they were doing their training for the kidnapping in that video. But,
bro, how in the fuck do you think you about to like? If you're trying to be inconspicuous, then you definitely picked the right fucking vehicle. But in no way, shape, or form does anyone who owns a PT Cruiser got the guts to do all that. Like, first, that don't even look right. It looks comical. It looks like a comedy. It looks like some shit that we would see on Reno 911. That's what it looks like. Huh? Guys with automatic weapons trying to kidnap the mayor? What are they driving? PT Cruiser? Nah, I'm going to hang up because that's not real. That's a sci-fi original movie plot right there.
In the video that's going around, there's a I believe he's British or Australian man who's interviewing this white man in some rural state. I know it's not Georgia, but it's one of those like
like a Kentucky or Alabama, something like that. Okay.
Yeah, something like that. And like he's like going into his home and he's like, yeah, you see here, I'm prepared. I'm prepared for anything that'll come. And he's like, oh, well, what if Joe Biden wins? He's like, see, I'm prepared for all of that. I'm prepared to go to war. And then he like shows off his gun collection. He like literally opens a safe and like,
oh, you talking about the dude that had like a weird like modified golf cart 4-wheeler, and he was like, yeah, we thinking about mounting a gun on top of there. And I'm like, hello.
The dude was like, hey, have you ever seen the movie Mad Max? And he's like, yeah,
one of my favorites. And then they interviewed his son. He's like, yeah, I don't think Trump is going to stand for it because them liberals going to try to rig the election. I was like, oh, here we go. Go.
Someone pointed out that guy has a communist flag, like just flying in his home above his guns.
Wait, a communist flag? Hold on, isn't that the
communist flag? It didn't make sense.
Like, first of all, isn't that the antithesis of everything that they got going on? Like, you talk. Wait, are you talking about the old school iron and anvil fucking thing? The hammer and anvil? You talking about that?
Sickle.
Yeah, that. There you go.
Yep, it was up there.
But wait, that's the
USSR, sir.
Wait, but that's the opposite of. First of all, how are you going to talk about you hate Russian interference, but then you already got you know what? Never mind. I'm so flabbergasted. I couldn't remember I couldn't remember that's called a sickle, and I called it an anvil. Like dead ass. I'm floored right now. I'm done. I'm on tilt with that. I didn't see that, but bro, that video is wild. If you haven't seen it, please go look for it. It's nonsensical. It's comical, but it is also nonsensical. And these are people who get to vote. These are people who get to actually determine political things in our country.
I mean, maybe it's like a Maria Butina situation where he's actually he's actually part of the KGB. He's just blended in so well that people wouldn't know unless like the people around him were just like, yeah, he been, Jethro's been acting kind of weird. I don't know. I mean, he talks about the guns and stuff, but that flag, and I seen him at some meetings, and he was speaking a weird language, and I don't know. Like Dan was
Oh
split one day, and he was just like, and he was like, wait, what?
no, nah, man, bro. I understand having deep undercover, but that shit is getting ridiculous, especially when he's like, yeah, we have meetings. I'm like, what do y'all meet about? You think about mounting a gun? Like, what can you mount a gun on a four-wheeler for? Like, I'm not saying you making threats against disturbing the peace here, but a mounted gun on a motored vehicle, I feel like you might be taking things a bit too far, because you ain't going hunting in that. And the only thing that you're gonna be and the only thing you're gonna be doing on that is, you said, I'm gearing up for the Civil War.
Hey man, it's gonna be like the Transformers movies. When the revolution starts, he's trying to, you won't take me, pigs, and that's how it is.
Look, as brutal as that may be, I trust me, a lot of these people is trying to sell wolf tickets at this point, and I don't think they're really ready for the attention that they're calling to themselves. But the interview starts off with some heat when that man started off by saying, he won't give us his last name.
Yeah.
Because he knows. It's probably not even his real first name, but it is what it is there. But
that actually makes me think of like this older BBC interview where a dude, he just straight up went to like a compound full of like white supremacists, and like they said they're neo-Nazis. Like they made it known they're neo-Nazis and whatnot. And he's like asking them questions about certain things, and he asked them basically like, are they racist? And this neo-Nazi dude got offended. He's like, look here, sir, I invite you into my home, and you won't like come in here without those cameras and whatnot. Like, I'm just trying to talk to you over here without those cameras filming me and whatnot. I'm trying to like I'm not about to answer those questions on camera. And I'm like, what? Like, why would you like so you're hard in the paint, like, yeah, we're neo-Nazis out here, but
you worried about being cordial as a neo-Nazi? That feels
And so like legit, he was like, your cameraman can't come with me because he looks like a Jew. And
it's like,
was like, what? He's like, whoa, first off, sir, he's not. Also, he's like, sir, he's like, no. So he was like, your cameraman looks like he might be Jewish, and like we don't want his kind around here and whatnot. So like, tell me, where is he from? Like, is he Jewish? And dude was like, I'm not gonna answer that, sir. And he's like, sir, I invite you into my home with my family, and you're not gonna answer this question. He's like, sir, why does that matter? Like, what are you talking about?
That's kind of irrelevant here, but
the racist dude got in his face and was just like, with that nose, you also kind of look like. And his wife was like, yeah, she looked like one of them too.
What?
Whoa.
I think we're getting a little bit too motherfucking far in here, but you know what? Hey, weird folks are gonna do weird things, and ain't it really a damn thing you can do to stop it, unfortunately. But hey, look, I'm telling you, if the faithless elector fucking path is what's taken to get Trump back in office, bro, it's gonna be like the Royal Rumble in some of these streets, bro. I'm not trying to incite violence. I would never advocate for it either. But I'm seeing I'm seeing people on both sides talk about they gearing up, they getting ready, they ready to lock and load. It's not just the people who are leaning far right who are worried about this. Some people are like so fucking afraid that like even if the Electoral College gives Biden the 270, if it's close enough, there might be a couple bad faith, electors who just decide, fuck it, we were blue, but we red now, and just all you people who went out and voted today, your vote doesn't matter, and you're just gonna take one for the team. Unfortunately, we've seen electors flip in the past. We've seen it.
The right is preparing for it. Like, you've got the lawsuits that are already in play. Like Georgia has a few lawsuits from the Trump administration. Apparently,
I think Pennsylvania's got one as well.
Yeah, Pennsylvania's got some as well. Also, you've got the protesters who are protesting the vote counting center. who are like, "Stop counting."
Okay,
Stop
here's what's
counting.
wild about that, and I understand that they probably don't think it through. But when they came there to say stop counting, their candidates were already losing at the time. So even if they
Right.
did stop counting, they would lose. But maybe they're five head. Maybe they're like massive super brain. Maybe they're like Jimmy Neutron fused with Dexter. Maybe they're like, if we get them to stop counting, then we can protest the fact that, oh, you illegally didn't count every vote, so it's all thrown out.
Also, the grifters are like putting out their like, they're like stoking the flames. Like Steven Crowder put out a tweet of like a video of some lady who's like a lawyer or something. She was like lawyers for Trump or some shit, and she she was outside the voting center, and she was like filming this dude who pulled up and like pulled out like a cooler out from his truck, and it's like very obvious that this man is delivering food to this place.
Uh-huh.
But she was like yeah, she was like, yeah, the ballots are in that cooler. He's bringing the ballots inside. And she's trying to assume that she's trying to like insinuate that they've been like smuggling like mail-in ballots in a cooler, and they're gonna like count those and use those to like push Biden as the winner for the state. And I'm like, that doesn't, like, first off, if they were in a cooler, who cares? Like, it's just paper, and like the paper would be fine as long as it's not like frozen or anything like that. Also, are those people who are counting the votes not allowed to have food? Like, is that like a far-fetched concept? Like,
Hey, bro, as you said earlier, this ain't Australia, kid. What food?
Yeah.
That's right. Nobody eats. Nobody eats. Don't ask how the Americans got so big and overweight. Nobody eats. And that unfortunately, like it is just a bunch of nonsense that's been happening over the past several months. But hey, when you get all these people with pent up aggression locked inside for as long as they've been locked inside, eventually there was going to be cracks in the foundation.
Speaking of the fighting, there's a video of like early voting in Spalding County, and like literally they're like Biden supporters and Trump supporters, and they're all like, it's all white people, all like southern like country white people, and they're scrapping in the streets, man. Like someone called this lady, like someone like said some shit to this lady's autistic son, and like he legit like put on the bullhorns and was like, and like friggin' like charged at this dude. And then after he like charged at him, some people were trying to like get the kid off of him and stuff, and one of them called him the R word, and so his mom lost her shit. She just like got in people's faces, and she's like, "Don't you ever say that shit to my son, you crazy people, you hicks, you're all dumb." Like they were getting wild in the streets, man.
Hey man, we're gonna try to find most of these videos, and I'll put them in the video description field below, so you guys know that we ain't just up here wilding and telling these tall tales, because some of this shit is just off the fucking charts. But speaking of things being off the fucking charts, I got invited to be in this closed beta known as Naraka Blade Point, and let me tell you something. Some of y'all have seen some of the content that's going to be on the channel, and yes, there's a couple of more days of the beta, which means there'll be a couple more videos of said game coming to the channel very soon. YouTube.com/Kaiserman. I mean, you guys are already there. Just go ahead and click that thing down there. And if you haven't clicked that thing down there, then allow me to further facilitate your need to subscribe. Click the bell for notifications and do all the housekeeping stuff, so you don't have to worry about losing me ever again, because I understand some of y'all are upset because y'all are like, oh my god, what was that guy's name? Oh, it was really hard to spell. There was a Q in it, and then you can't find the channel again. So if you subscribe, you'll never lose me, and we'll be forever conjoined at the hip. And that got a little bit awkward, but hey, you guys understand. You guys don't have to listen to me if you hit the subscribe button, because next time you hit the subscribe button, guess what? You don't have to listen to this part. You could just skip 25, 30 seconds, and you'll be already back to the content. That being said, Naraka Blade Point is a fantastic game. I don't know how much. Subtle Fraud, have you heard of it?
No, I didn't. I didn't hear of it. I saw the artwork for the game like a while back. I didn't know that it was a game that hadn't been released yet. But I've seen footage, and it looks pretty solid.
Okay, so it's got the most fluid yet clunky movement in the game right now. Like, it's fluid for the most part, but there's some times where the frame rate just absolutely chugs. And I'm talking about, it's happened on my friend's super beefy rigs. It's happened on my relatively beefy rig. Like, it's weird. It's weird. And we're talking about even if you put the graphics on medium, but I'm sure they'll optimize and get those kinks ironed out soon enough. But as of right now, it's pretty much standard affair in terms of it being a battle royale game. But you have solos, which is a huge game changer. Because I know a lot of times you want to queue up, you want to play a battle royale game, you want to get somebody's face and tear them up, but you don't want to rely on having a team. You don't want to be the rando teaming up with other randos, and then your randos are terrible. Meanwhile, you got like an elite triple MLG squad coming at you, and next thing you know, you see two randoms like, I'm down, I'm dead. And you're like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to? Then you just get washed. So the fact that they have solos is a really good thing. And to be honest, it plays like a combination of Neo. Yes, Neo. For Honor, if any of you guys remember that game. And by triple A standard battle royale rules. So any of your triple A battle royales. Like, it doesn't really have that unpolishedness of the indie BRs that you've seen on Steam and various other places where you can buy your favorite video games. But yeah, it's pretty neat. I'm liking it. It's kind of like a hero shooter as well, because different characters have different abilities and ultimates and things of that nature. And you do have to worry about ult economy and things of that. Like, it's a nice game with a lot of few nuanced game mechanics in it. And I've been enjoying my time there on the server. But if you guys won't take my word for it, go check out Trey Pound, Troll Gaming Live, Day to Day. There's various other people where you can get a lot of Naraka Blade Point content coming your way. Actually, the beta is actually going on right now because the server goes from 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern. So it'll be up for another 3.5 hours, so to speak, give or take. But yeah, fun game. But speaking of fun things that are going to be coming soon, Melina is on the way. Have y'all seen the gameplay trailer yet? Have you seen the nonsense that is that character? Because first of all, I already have PTSD from MK9 and MKX, where this character could low profile mid things that are supposed to hit all hit levels, and she just goes, Mama say, Mama sa, Mama sa, right underneath me, and I get blown up for a full combo, and then I'm losing like 20 to 40% of my fucking life for even daring to put a projectile on the screen. So I thought,
that's cool though. Now she has a slide. She needed it.
Yeah, she needed another way to do it. Also, her low projectile, which is a low, by the way, just want to make sure we all know, is a low, and it makes her get low underneath your projectile, and it KBs. It crushing blows. Not to mention she has a throw crushing blow. She's got 2 different overheads. She's still got ball roll as a launcher. This character is looking pretty ridiculous. Also, did I mention if you throw a projectile against this character, you're just going to fucking die? Because she still has telekick. She's got slide. She can go underneath your projectile with roll. She can go underneath your projectile and do about 200 to 300 damage. We haven't seen exactly how much the crushing blow damage is on low side. But the fact that she has that option available to her means, hey, you're throwing projectiles, you lose. So anybody who's getting tired of being zoned out or being kept full screen, you now have your character. Go nuts. Don't think anymore. Just do. Yes.
You forgot she can turn invisible, which I don't know what's the reason behind that, but like,
okay.
Hey,
so she could turn invisible, but it looks like if she turns invisible, you cannot, like, you cannot be hit, is what I thought it was supposed to do. I was like, oh, so it's going to be like Ethereal Melina when she went invisible MKX where you can't hit her. But I was wrong. You can move, jump, and do all of your normal actions while you have that purple dust invisibility. So the fact that in the trailer they showcased her jumping over the attack means you can still be hit. So I'm not really too worried about that. Now, I would be worried if it's like a variation where it's like I have to guess between roll, low psi, or some pounce move that's projectile invincible. So now I don't know. And I have to sit there in fear. And she could just walk across the screen unimpeded by me even trying to put anything out there because I'm just fucking scared.
Well, she also has that trick psi thing, the thing that works like trick shield in Marvel Infinite, where she can like throw a psi that like spins in the air first before it comes down and hits you. So yeah, she also has,
what's the thing? Katana has that.
Yeah.
But Katana, she can't move while it's up there.
Right.
So the way I see it, I'm like, look, it looks neat. It looks kind of gimmicky, but we don't know the combination of abilities that are going to be tournament variations. Like, for all we know, she could get that really good move, but then her other moves are trash.
I think they forgot they gave Katana like Melina moves to be like, hey guys, this is a shout out to Melina who's not going to be in the game, and then they're like, oh shit, well she's in the game now, so
Well, here's the
give her her
thing.
stuff.
Well, here's the thing. They know Melina's going to make that big bang. They know Melina is a character that will bring home the big bucks and the big bacon. Like, they know
Meg Thee
that.
Stallion.
All right, listen here, you. But nah, for real. Like, they know that this is a character that has, I'm going to go out and say it, a cult following.
Yes.
Like, they will worship the ground their Khanum walks on. They are like, we are not worthy, my lord, my Khanum, my mistress. Like, they roll deep for that character. And on one hand, kind of creepy. But on the other hand, you kind of got to respect it. And now that they know that they're going to be bringing in the big bucks yet again with this character, yeah, she's definitely going to get a lot of playing time. And I believe that she might be the first of the new DLC characters that's going to be fleshed out, because their player base is just going to be so fucking massive. They're going to have to flesh it out.
How do you feel about the like design change where MKX of course like implemented like a new, more like humanizing design for Melina, and MK11 took that away and went back to classic with her mouth?
Okay, so here's the thing. I think a lot of people may be a little upset at this, but as we've seen, most of this other characters are from Timeline 2. So the Timeline 2 characters have different features and different histories as opposed to Timeline 1. So to say that this Melina is either A or B would be irrelevant, because remember, Timeline 1's characters are fresh off of MK9. Their MKX hasn't even happened yet. Because their MK9's not over, because Shao Kahn's still alive. Which is weird, because Shang Tsung would still be alive in that timeline, which means Universe 2 Shang Tsung would still be young Shang Tsung, because Sindel would have just got his soul snatched to power dead Sindel, but then Sindel doesn't need that because she was going to go into the thing, which means their Shang Tsung should be around there doing fuck all somewhere. There's a lot of different things that happen with this timeline that are very different, that facilitate different needs. So for me to say that this is a big change for this Melina, I can't say, because we don't know how this Melina turned out, because various characters got makeovers. Because I think since MK9, I don't think there's been a single character that has had the exact same look in each game. That's just kind of the NRS staple. Everybody's different all the time.
If you take MKX out, then Melina looks the same for the most part, besides the like, upgrade to her model based on like the game and like Katana's change. But
you gotta remember, all the women had breast reduction surgery since MK9.
I mean, let's take that aside, because MK9 was like cartoony with it. So.
Oh, I'm well aware. They were very over the top, very flamboyant. They wanted to have all the chicanery and nonsense and the pageantry of, hey, we are so far gone the boundaries of realistic, and we're not going to limit ourselves to the word realistic like all these other games at the time, because everybody wanted to be a realistic insert thing here. From like 2009 to like 2014, being realistic was the thing. That was the wave at that time. Now it seems like a lot of people are willing to get back into the cartoony, nonsensical shit. Maybe Fortnite was the big catalyst of that, but hey, the cartoony, stylized games seem to be making a huge return to the forefront.
I'm just gonna say that MK9 is the like St. Elmo's, I think it was St. Elmo's Fire, where, at the end of the show, it, shows the snow globe and it's got the kid sitting there looking at it. Like there's a 13-year-old who's looking at like some sort of like terrarium or like a snow globe, and MK9 is his like fever dream. And that's why it looks all like weird and cartoony. And MKX is like the real world that's happening out there. And MK11 is like the even more real world that included time travel.
Hey, look, you said the writers suck, or writers of MK11 suck? Yes. But I also feel like the writers of MK11 are often handicapped by the gameplay design of, we need this character to be playable in the story mode, which would then mean this character sucks because they have to lose to this character. I'll give you a perfect example. This was all the way back in MKX. Why the fuck did Kung Jin just give Kotal Kahn the fucking hands? And then just disappear off the face of the fucking earth for Mortal Kombat 11?
Why did everyone give Kotal Khan the hands? That's my
Well,
thing.
that's the thing. That's not just an MK. The only person I think Kotal Khan was able to give the hand to was Melina and fucking Kano. Oh, and Rain, who was not even playable at the time.
Yep.
Which makes no fucking sense because Melina's supposed to be super fucking strong, but apparently that doesn't fucking matter because Kotal Khan is going to lose to a smorgasbord of characters. Shao Kahn is only supposed to be able to get his ass whooped by someone super powerful like Liu Kang.
Mm-hmm.
Jack, yeah, Raiden, who got infused with the energy of the Elder Gods. You know, people of that caliber. But apparently he's losing to fucking Kotal Khan in his own arena? Nah, bro. Dude,
man, Kotal Khan is an Aztec god. What are you talking about? Of course he would beat Shao Kahn.
Yeah, all right.
He's got Khan in his name.
Yeah, so does Katana now. She's Katana Khan. So what's your chance about that?
That was the stupidest thing.
Look, I'm happy for her and whatnot, but I just feel like
that also didn't last very long because of the MK Aftermath story.
True. Like, it's dumb. It's dumb. They just got convoluted. I'm not saying they need to blow it up and start over again, but I'm pretty sure they need to blow it up and start over again. As unfortunate as that sounds, we just got here, but here we are blowing it up yet again.
The problem is this was the game where they blow it up and start over again.
Blow it up and start over again. Just keep doing it. Just keep telling MK1 story. Just add more characters. Just keep doing that. That seems to be the only thing that y'all seem to be good at when it comes to telling the lore of Mortal Kombat.
Sonya got killed by rocks, man. Rocks.
No,
she got replaced by Ronda Rousey. And
no, here's the thing about that. Y'all paid big money to get your UFC/WWE superstar when that could have went to a talented voice actress who would have been more than happy to pick up the role of Sonya Blade.
Ronda Rousey only worked as like older Sonya. Having her voice younger Sonya was.
But here's the thing. Here's the problem with that. The demeanor of Sonya works better the demeanor of younger Sonya works better with Ronda Rousey because older Sonya learned to let back a little bit. That's why she's with Johnny. So having her with the stoic, know your role and telling like one-liners, if you could even call them that type of behavior, like that doesn't work. Weird. But hey, I guess it is what it is. I'm not here to say that I'm a storybook writer. I'm just here to tell you that I was not a big fan. But speaking of being a big fan or not being a big fan, a lot of people are now getting their hands on the DualSense controller. That's right. It's not the DualShock 5. It's the DualSense controller. And there is a lot of innovative technology that they put into that controller. Unfortunately, though, I do not see a lot of developers actually making the most of that innovative technology because most of the big games that you're going to be seeing come out on the next generation platforms, which are launching in 5 days and 7 days respectively. So in 5 days, the Series X will be here and the Series S. And in 1 week's time, we will have the PS5. A lot of those games that are going to be huge are going to be multi-platform. Therefore, a lot of developers are not going to be putting all the time to make sure that all the nuanced feature set of the DualSense 5 are fully tapped into. And usually you're only going to see this from first-party developers. So games like that new Demon Souls, depending on... Because once again, does anyone get hard confirmation that it's a PS5 exclusive or if it's going to be on PC? Because I keep seeing mixed reports of that to this day.
I think everyone's so confused because initially it was announced to be on PC, and then they're like, we're not ready yet. And that's why there was that oh, never mind. I'm thinking of Bloodborne. I'm mixing that up with like the Bloodborne dude who made Bloodborne HD or some shit. He's like, hey, if you guys don't release like Bloodborne, like a PS5 version, then I'll just release this HD mod for everyone to have on PC.
Yeah, I did hear about that because I think it runs at 60 frames per second and 4K?
Yeah, 4K.
Okay. But yeah, it did look buttery smooth. I did see some clips of that. But like at this point, when it comes to DualShock 5, the little bit of experience that I had, because the controller launched on October 31st, so a lot of you guys could have it in your hands right now. It feels good in the hand. I feel like the triggers, I like a little bit of resistance. They feel good. The D-pad feels like a step in the right direction. It's definitely better than what I felt on the DualShock 4 the past several years. And ultimately, I'll be honest with you, that's all I can tell you. That's all I can tell you. Because the PS5 is not out yet, therefore I can't talk about the deep intricacies of how the controller will feel when all those advanced hardware and software features that are within the controller work with games that are trying to tap into making the most of the DualSense changes. Like the new compression motors that they got in there that can redirect different vibrations depending on what surface you're standing on or which different thing you have in your hand in game. It's really weird to explain, but the best I can give you is I did see a few videos talking about the Playroom game, which is going to be coming with the PS5, which actually takes advantage of a lot of the aforementioned hardware, where if you're standing on like a metal grate, the controller will vibrate in a specific fashion. But if you stand on a different part of the metal, it'll vibrate differently, which is like one of those nice quality of life things. Interesting, but that's not something that's going to sell a game. It's like when people were getting upset about, oh my God, the puddles don't look right in PS4 Spider-Man. Like, it's one of those things where I guess people can talk about it, but who gives a shit? But it does feel comfortable in the hand. I do think it feels a little bit better than the DualShock 4, which I thought I had next to me, but I don't. Because the DualShock 4, I feel like it's more applicable and better for people who have smaller hands. And if you have larger hands, the DualSense is going to be right at home for you. Even if you just have medium-sized hands, I think the DualSense will be nice and ready for you. I know you don't have... do you have any experience with DualSense yet, or you just seen some videos?
I don't have any experience with it because, one, I'm not really a pad player, as they would say. I prefer the arcade stick.
Well, there are other games besides fighting games, guys. Come on, bro.
Oh man, I use my fight stick to play Call of Duty. Like,
all right. Anyway, so Tekken 7 leaked on the Microsoft Store.
Yeah, that's right. Tekken 7 Season 4 leaked on the Microsoft Store. So now we have a release date, allegedly, and that alleged release date is next week, November 10th. So thanks for not letting us know sooner, but hey, it's probably going to be one of those things where it's like, hey guys, we have like one more announcement for Tekken 7 Season 4. We're going to add this also, and it's available today. Whoa! Like they probably got like kiboshed on trying to do something stupid like that, but yeah, the long-awaited Season 4 of Tekken 7 is coming out on November 10th. Which is the release date of the Xbox Series X.
Coincidence or by choice?
Next gen Tekken 7? Is that what? Actually,
because 2 days later, the PS5 is going to be coming out anyway. But
yeah, so is Tekken 7 going to be a part of PlayStation Now? Because I know PS5 has access to all PlayStation Now games. So if it's a part of PlayStation Now, or if it's just one of the backwards compatible games,
it might be backwards compatible. But there's also the free upgrade thing that you can get. Well, at least I know MK11's doing it. I don't know if Tekken's doing it. I don't see why they wouldn't do it, but.
Well, they haven't officially announced a next gen version of the game, so that's probably the one thing they were trying to do. Like maybe like Monday next week, they're gonna have like a little like impromptu announcement where they say there's a next gen version of Tekken 7 that's coming out. It's a little bit like upscaled, and you can upgrade to that version when you buy Series X or PS5, and then it's also gonna come with Season 4. Whoa!
Nah, man. Don't get me wrong. It sounds good on paper, but it just I just feel like we got to stop looking at some of this Amazon and like Microsoft Store release date things, because we've seen so many times we've been debated by them. They'll put it out there and then it's like, well, no, that was just a placeholder date. We didn't think anybody would actually look at it. So we're not saying this is going to happen for sure. Book it, Vince.
I'm on that boat because the details say that we're only getting one extra character added on to Kunomitsu, who's been announced, which means we'll be paying for an entire season pass, which would be like what, $25-$30, and get 2 characters and costumes.
Nah, bro. Nah, couldn't be me. But you're paying for the rollback. even if you don't
and the
get the
Wi-Fi indicator.
but here's the thing. Here's the thing. When you get season 4, I'm sure you're going to get all the mechanic changes just based off rip. So
there's
you're
gonna be
so
a free
the
update.
so the rollback's free. Like
Yeah,
so
you're
like
right.
you're not even paying for that.
No, what are you talking about? Don't you listen to Harada? The rollback has been there the entire time.
All right, so I'm gonna just move on to Watchdog Legion now. I'm just gonna ignore that the entire time. But anyways, Watch Dogs Legion. So I know you had brought this up earlier, and this isn't specifically for Watch Dogs Legion. This is for a lot of games, because a lot of games recently, if you're buying them on the Epic Game Store, Steam, or various other retailers, the games do this thing where it's like, hey, because you chose not to get it from our launcher and download our software, now we're going to make you jump through a bunch of hoops because you decided to buy it somewhere else that was more convenient for you. For example. Oh, go on.
How dare we decide to buy our games from a different retailer than the source? Heaven forbid.
Right? Because for Watchdog Legion, so I'm just going to take this from one of the homies. So they paid their money to Epic Games because, hey, it's exclusive to the Epic Games Store. All right, cool. That's neat. Let's go ahead and do that, right? So they pre-installed the game and created an Ubisoft account, because you have to link your Ubisoft account with your Epic Games account so you can play the game. All right, lit. Cool. Then they said it was going to come out at 11 p.m. Didn't come out at 11 p.m. All right, cool. They waited a couple hours, about 1 a.m. They were like, all right, fuck it. I don't know what the fuck's going on. So no access. Then they waited all the way till 11 a.m. And then Ubisoft finally, when they clicked the game, Ubisoft was finally asking for a key. Now, the key was actually hidden. It's not really hidden, but for some people it is hidden because they never actually check here. But you have to actually click and go into the game's properties in order to find out the game actually is going to have to request a key, and that's where you get your key. And then when you try to launch the game, it'll say, all right, put in your key, get your key, yada, yada, put the game in. And then it's like, hey, bro, just got to let you know, relax, my G. We do not recognize the pre-installation files. So then they had to uninstall the files and reinstall the files again after they had already verified it with the key. And then it turns out that Watch Dogs Legion is actually not only region locked, but language locked as well. If you don't know what that means there's no changed language. Like if you bought it in like Russia or certain other countries, then it's stuck in Russian and various other languages. Now, the only way that I could see this being a viable option, I think it's fucking stupid, and I never see it being a viable option, but let's just say I wanted to be the company man who toes the company line. All right, maybe I could see it because there's these people who get these cheap keys for like $8 that you can buy on like various shady gray market and black market websites that I will not disclose to any of you, where you could buy games at a very, 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 very discounted rate. I'm glad his mic cut out when he said that. They didn't even want you hearing that.
They found me again.
No. But no, like for real, like where you could get these games very discounted, and usually it's the Russian or like Indonesia, like East Asia games, like it's the weird, like those versions of the game. But hey, I'm just saying, maybe that's what they're trying to combat. Don't know, but it is what it is. But speaking of things that it is what it is, so what do you think about the music industry versus Twitch, bro?
Oh my gosh. All of a sudden, because what Logic, T-Pain, because of the online concerts, because of all these like music related things that Twitch is doing, big old music execs are saying, "Oh, that Twitch platform. Wait, that's not just for those nerds that play video games. Wait, they're playing our music. Hey, that Drake song belongs to us. Give us your video right now." And so now with these DMCA claims, you can just have your account copyright claimed, and your entire account could get deleted, and you won't know why. They won't give you any specific notice that says, "Hey, this video has this song by Ti or Drake or Ariana Grande, and we don't like that because that's our music. So you need to remove that video." Instead of saying something like that and like giving notice and being responsible and adults and whatnot, they're just like, "Nah, your entire Twitch channel is gone. Make a new
Yep.
one.
Yep.
Sorry."
And you know what's hilarious, bro? There are some artists who are playing their own music, but their record label smashed them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Imagine playing your own shit and then you get bodied and now you got to stream on YouTube. But speaking of which, the way YouTube handles it is they just go ahead and pucker up. They know how to play ball. Music company coming? All right, let me just bend across the table. Put my butt in the air. Just stick the posterior on out there.
Whoa. This is not that kind of class here. Whoa, hey, whoa.
Nah,
you don't want to get banned.
Hey, you're right. Hey, now what you talking about, bro? I got the alinity immunity, bro. I'm good.
Oh,
I'm good.
I don't think you got her immunity, man. Like,
you know what? We're not gonna talk about that. We're just gonna move right along. Anyways, so Google, they just pony on up. They just say, hey, you could just take their money. It's not our money we lose. You taking their ad revenue. And therefore, you could have like 25 seconds of a Drake song in your video. And his record label is going to be taking all the proceeds from your video. All the money from your video. Even though your video could be like 17 minutes long, 30 minutes long, 2 hours long, but you have 30 seconds of a Drake song in there. That's a no bueno. You're going to the shadow realm, Jimbo. Now, some cases, they'll let your video stay up, but you just won't make any money from it. But to be honest, most YouTubers are not making their money from ad revenue anyway. They're making it from sponsorships and other endorsements of that nature. So that's really almost a non-issue, especially with how the ad apocalypse had affected how ad revenue works for a lot of these content creators over there. But when it comes to Twitch, a lot of people are saying that, no, this is wrong. Twitch should allow us to play any music we want. Listen here. Many of your favorite Twitch streamer would hate if I made a YouTube channel right now that just stole all of their Twitch clips and all of their VODs and just uploaded to YouTube without giving them any credit and just uploaded it and had ad revenue. Wouldn't you be upset? Wouldn't they be frustrated? Absolutely. So obviously these record labels are feeling the same way. And I'm not trying to justify how these record labels are going about it, because trust me, the record label and copyright laws are very draconian. They're very archaic, and a lot of it there's no fucking excuse. And for a lot of the things that are being DMCA'd, it is not for the artist's benefit. It's for the greedy corporate masterminds at the top level. I'm not here to make excuses for them. I'm just saying, you guys know you would hate it to be done to you. So when you're doing it to these various other entities, especially ones that can hold you up in litigation forever because they have infinite pockets in the music industry, you should have known this time was coming. And the reason why I say that is Twitch already put into play this thing with the NFL. You may have heard of it, where a lot of their streamers can restream Thursday Night Football. Actually, today's Thursday. They're doing it right now.
Yeah, they're doing it right now.
I think Grand Pooh Bear is actually doing one right now. But anyways, they can stream.
The Twitch channel is doing it right now.
Yeah, they can stream it and do like their own commentary as they watch the game. However, you cannot do this with Monday Night Football. You can't do this with UFC or various other things that they don't have contracts with, because that will result in what? Termination. So they have already shown that they have things in place where they know you need certain licenses and permissions to air certain pieces of media over the Twitch platform. So obviously, if that infrastructure is already there, why would music not fall under something that they've already written for other various entities on Twitch? I mean, after all, if I'm going to make a movie, if I want to make the next fucking Star Wars, or okay, maybe not Star Wars, because Star Wars is very sci-fi, but if I wanted to make a movie of any kind that's going to have licensed music, I have to pay a license to use that music. And in some cases, you have to pay multiple licenses, because you have to talk to not just one producer. You may have to talk to multiple producers, multiple songwriters, and you have to get permission from all of them in order to use the song. And they don't give a fuck if they're using 5 seconds of the song, 14 seconds of the song, or the whole song, or the song multiple times. They're going to charge you the most they can charge you, even if you're going to use it for 15 seconds. So obviously, if Steven Spielberg got to pay, If Josh Whedon got to pay, Ryan Johnson got to pay. Of course, random streamer 2,845 eventually, once they get caught, is going to have to pony up or ship out. Once again, I do think like a lot of these laws are very archaic and very stupid and definitely are going to take advantage of a lot of content creators. But Twitch showed their hand with this NFL thing and various other things that they have, you know, specific permissions for their content creators to have license out. They're very well aware of it. Not to mention, I don't know if you heard about it, there's an app that's called like the Sounds of Twitch app, which gives you very basic, you can quote me on that, very basic generic beats for you to use for your stream. It's kind of like the royalty-free soundtracks that you hear on those YouTube videos that a lot of content creators use, where they all have like the same 14 songs. So eventually it's going to get to a point to where you're going to hear the same song on like 5 different channels. And trust me, a lot of them are meh at best. At best. But the fact that they've already put the infrastructure out there, I mean, Twitch knows. And the fact that they didn't go to bat for their creators, like, that's something, you got to talk to Twitch on that, because Twitch, that's kind of trash Twitch, let's be honest.
Yeah, why doesn't Twitch stick with its like its old strat before this became like such a huge thing the past couple of weeks or months, where if there's a part of the video, a part of your VOD that has copyrighted music, they just mute that part, and then everything else plays just fine without the music.
Okay, well, here's the problem with that. See, you're still doing live production, which means the people who are listening live will still hear it. You know?
I mean, they can't go back in time and be like, yo, stop playing that music. Like, that doesn't, like, it doesn't matter what they do as far as that goes. They can't go back in time and, like, make you unstream that. So, like, that part, like, they've just given it away. So, it doesn't
make any sense.
Yeah.
Like, whatsoever. Like, it's kind of, I don't want to say it's ridiculous, but it's kind of, all right, so the main reason why they're not going to do that, also with the sound thing, the main reason why they're not going to do that isn't just because, you know, you're still using it in a live format. We've all seen that muter is not the best. And not only is it not the best, it only catches like super mainstream songs 9 times out of 10. And
it's not the same thing that these DMCAs are going to do until like the record label like mentions something about that.
Yes, absolutely. But as I said, Google had the wherewithal to where it scans your video before it's even on the server, like before you even let it go public. Like like you could have the setting as soon as it's fully uploaded, it goes live. The Autobot has already taken all the stuff out. It has already sent you all the notifications or rerouted all the income that's going to come from ad revenue and from views and click-through rate from your wallet to the record label's wallet. Twitch has no such thing, because the problem with Twitch is this, with Twitch payouts, they'll see it as, oh, well, you're using my music or our artist's music in order to enhance your stream. You guys get paid monthly. You guys don't get paid per video, or you guys don't get paid like to where it's broken down per stream on how much money you're making. Because then they'll be like, oh, well, our stream played from this to this. So for this 6-minute period, all the donations he got during that should be going to us. Like, then you would have them playing Chop Suey, chopping up your stream, divvying up your money per stream, each stream. Like that just gets messy.
That's fair.
Then you got to deal with mashups, especially mashups you didn't make. Like, then it's like, well, it's 70% Lady Gaga, but it's also 30% Billie Eilish. So who the fuck, what you gonna do, bruh? Hell, they even got, they got a Chameleonaire soundbite in there. So what he looking at, like, it's kind of ridiculous. That and the fact that, you know, some of these streams are going like 18, 24 hours and they just got a bunch of music on their Spotify playlist going ham. And not to mention, and I don't know if a lot of you guys know this, a lot of you guys have like the song request bot that pulls from YouTube, and sometimes the video that it pulls from the YouTube source, or sometimes the source that you're allowed to link yourself, isn't even supporting the artist or a record label in and of itself. So You're double dipping into taking the money Even though it's not even double dipping because it's a play, and sometimes you can say it's for exposure. But trust me, these record labels don't need exposure. Trust me, they already got triple S tier rank in exposure. Now they're just coming for you. So I'm just saying, be careful. It was only a matter of time this was going to happen. But I do believe that streamers could have beaten this if they all would have locked arms and said, let my people go. And they would have just 100% committed to the fact that, no, we're just going to keep doing the status quo. We're not deleting shit. Hold that L. Because at that point, if all the Twitch creators at the top got knocked, Twitch would have to do something. Because now they're losing money. Now they're directly affected. And they're going to have to do something for their bottom line.
And they learn from Mixer not to just let that, go through until they don't have enough money. And then they're like, well, shit, it's over. Figure it out, guys.
Right? Like,
have fun on YouTube, I guess.
Yeah, like they would have learned that they would have had to have done something. And they would have had to facilitate their content creators. Like, hey, look, we fucked up. We really didn't prepare for this like we should have, and we'll do better in the future. And that would have been a very easy thing for them to do. But a lot of the content creators, especially a lot of the top 1%ers, they've already buckled. They already said, nope, don't want to deal with it. I'm out of here. And they've already backdashed away from the problem. So now Twitch is like, well, they handled it. All right. Now they don't have to do anything. And now none of the burden of this problem falls on their shoulders. Now the status quo is, as the content creator, it is your job to know these things. Even though Twitch has done a very piss poor job at notifying people how to protect themselves, or if they even can protect themselves, because in some cases it's like, oh, there's a clip that you played 7 years ago. But when you scroll through your video feed, you actually can't find that clip because we don't allow you to scroll back that far. So you're just fucked. But there are some tools that you can use to actually delete all your VODs and all your videos and things of that nature. That's like a third-party thing that you have to give control of your account. Remember that Commander Root bot? Yeah, that's one of them. Yeah. It's a hot mess. It truly is. But hey,
there's no way. Like it's such a complicated problem, and it'd be easier if Twitch was just like, you know what, we're gonna push for some sort of fair use legislation to help us out so that we don't have to do all this. Hey, he played a 20-second clip of an Ariana Grande song, so we have to give them $20.
Because I know a lot of you guys, like, hell, shit, I actually have to fix that. One of my host notifications, I know it feels like somebody's watching me, and like I could get copyright struck for that just because someone decided to raid or host me. So I'm actually gonna have to change that one up. I'm gonna have to get some royalty free beat that sounds like it and then do an actual cover. Yep, that's what we'll do. Fuck it. It'll sound like shit, but hey, it's the only way to protect myself. But yeah, I mean, at this point, it's do or die with the music industry versus Twitch argument. But I do feel like eventually Twitch is going to step in. They should have been done it, but eventually they're going to have to step in and do something to where they can help out the creators. Or maybe they're actually going to pay licenses to some of these bigger artists to add some of their songs to the acceptable playlist that one app for Twitch has for you to have certain music play on your stream without fear of any sort of DMCA tomfoolery.
That's true. I mean, some people just don't care. Also, like, I saw one dude the other day who was just straight up playing Drake songs from Spotify.
Well, here's the thing. A lot of people to this day don't check their email. So they don't really know how much it may concern them. Especially, like, if you're not the top 0.01% of creators, they're probably not coming for you.
Right.
But you should protect yourself because you're on the off chance of what if they do. Because as you've seen, some of these top 1%ers get their channel terminated like slat, lickety split, with no discussion, no back and forth with Twitch. It's just like, oh, you're one of our big money makers, but Thanos took you right overnight. You were asleep, thought you still had a place over here on the platform. You woke up, your channel is gone.
Or as a small streamer who wants to make the big streamer money, you actually sabotage the top 1% and allow them to play copyrighted music so that all their channels get destroyed, and then you take their place, and then you make all the big bucks. You become the new XQC and the
All
new
right.
Ninja, and then you make $2 million a stream.
Nah, bro, that's not how it's gonna work. Because first of all, how you gonna fool all the top Twitch streamers at once with the hey, bro, it's fine. I talked to Drake. Me and him are cool. You can play his
All
songs.
right, so I've been watching a lot of Mr. Robot, so let me
Oh my
tell you right now. You
god.
create an exploit that creates a bot that goes into their chat, right? And it says "Hello, friend," and then once they reply to the "Hello, friend," their voice will set off a cue that automatically like starts playing some sort of copyrighted song. Like it plays like Ariana Grande on their stream right there, or it plays a Drake song, and then right as soon as that happens, they get the email. It's like, sorry, Ariana Grande does not allow this, and then it's over. Like their stream is gone. Hey, wait,
Nah. Better
what
yet,
is
this is what you do. You play an Ariana Grande song, but then it says The Weeknd does not approve of this. Then you ban them. Just don't even have the artist and who they're playing match up. That'll be the mind fuck, because they won't even know who to be mad at. They won't even know who to be mad at.
Or screw that. You just make an exploit that actually sends out the email to all the streamers, and it comes from the email address of the DMCA company. But they don't know who sent it. But since it's already out there, they have to acknowledge this. So they're like, all right, well, I guess we're deleting XQC and Trainwreck's Twitch streams. So sorry. Well, you guys are all out of here. And Amuranth, is that how you say her name? Yeah, well, she's out of here too.
It don't matter. She out of here, bro.
Yeah, this is a no girl podcast now.
Yeah, she's redacted now. She's gone. GG's. Pack it up. But yeah, I don't know if do you have anything else you would like to add to the end of this podcast?
I earlier made a reference and I said Saint Elmo's Fire. What I actually meant to say was Saint Elsewhere. Saint Elsewhere is a TV show where at the end it turns out that this entire like medical drama is about an autistic kid's like fever dream, and none of it was real.
See, I'll be honest with you. You said Saint Elmo, and I was like, Elmo, like Elmo, and I was like, you know what?
I know it was Saint something.
I was like, you know what? Maybe he knows, because I actually have not heard what you're talking about. So I was like, hey, I'm gonna let you cook on this one. I'm glad you got a chance at redemption without having the YouTube comment section trying to tell you asunder. No, man, you're saying it wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because we got the 2020 revision know-it-alls in the comment section. You know how they are. But yeah, well, I'm glad you're all enjoying the latest installment of the Clout.WAV podcast. But I think at this point, it's time we wrap up shop here. This was a little bit shorter than normal, but for all we know, the world could be ending within the next 72 hours because this whole election thing is. So, we got to prepare for the worst and the best at the same time, because who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm over exaggerating, but you guys will see some of the videos in the video description field, I'm sure. But I've been one of your hosts, Kaiserith, and he... Subtle fraud. Oh, well, you got
fraudulence. It. Yeah. See, don't worry. I got it. I can take myself out here. Let me say once again to all you friends out there that the internet is a mistake. And be safe. If you see some nonsense going outside, you should probably stay inside. Take a video, put it on Twitter, and be like, "Help me, guys! They're outside my window." And then we'll save you. Don't worry. Me and Kaiser will show up with our capes, and we'll save you from all the destruction that's happening out there.
He will save you.
Yeah. I'm the Clout Killer. That's what they.
The Clout Killer? All right. You know what? That being said, we will see you guys next time. Y'all enjoy your day. Be safe. Have good games. And an even better day. I don't know if I'm going to... I might stream some more. I don't know, guys. I was thinking about streaming some more Naraka Blade Point. No lie.
I mean, that's all you, man.
Game's fun. I already got the recording. Let me go ahead and remix the recording so we don't just get fucked up at some point. Let me just go ahead and take care of that shit right